In all that chaos of getting ready, I forgot to put my microphone on. Good evening to everyone, and welcome again to this next in our live stream series. This is Christopher Digan coming to you from our home in KwaZulu-Natal on the 1st of June. This is the next in our live stream program of Music Revival Online. Live stream is on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and of course the big change as of the 1st of June, which is today, is that we are changing our program from 8 streams a month to only 4. So we're only going to be having 4 streams a month. They will still be free temporarily at this point, and the streams will be taking place on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays and the 2nd and 4th Saturdays. So you'll still get 4 streams, 2 concerts of each, 2 of piano hour and 2 of in concert, but they will be spread out over a month. And if you'd like to know more about that, of course, please do visit my website, musicrevival.co.za, as well as information about the few concerts that I have got coming up in this KZN part of the world and the programs that I'm expecting to play for our live streams. So this evening's program, our live stream number 216, the 1st of June, and boy, in the last few days, the weather has turned. It suddenly went from these beautiful autumn days into a snap. There's a real snippy little cool nip in the air that's been around certainly at night and or every day as well. So I thought, well, this evening's stream, we needed to acknowledge that, and I'm certainly being aware of that change and the slight change in the temperature, the slight change in the atmosphere. So this evening's World Café program is a nod to winter. And I'm playing some music which I thought sort of vacillates between 2 extremes. On one hand, very energetic, quite earthy music, a sense of drama, a sense of excitement and exuberance with real earthy rhythms and atmospheres. But on the other hand, something maybe a little bit more ethereal and something a little bit more drifting. We seem to be in this reality of changes of season, but at the same time we seem to all want to escape into another a dreamy world away from the reality for various reasons. So there's some real contrasts and some real changes through this music by Mozart, some contemporary pieces, some film music, some South American music, and 2 of my own pieces and some Chopin to end as well. Leon is on the controls this evening. Welcome, Leon. Thanks for being here. We hope everything's working smoothly. He's changed some camera angles and some colorings and lightings, so you might see a few changes through the program this evening. I'm going to start off with a selection of 4 pieces. First of all, a very energetic and celebratory, real sense of rhythm and energy, earthy rhythm from the music of Domenico Scarlatti, the Italian 17th century composer. I was just chatting to someone the other day and they said, well, they'd understood that I was not only a big fan, of course I'm a big fan of Scarlatti's music, but that I had really had a great interest in it, which is true. I didn't think it was actually that great, but I realized I actually really do like the music. I'm very fond of it. I'm very fond of the rhythmic drive and the elements, the very earthiness, the very honest directness in the music. And I think it is going to be one of the programs that I'm going to be working on and recording a selection of Scarlatti sonatas, which will be available later in the month. So a Scarlatti sonata in C major to start with. Straight after that, a beautiful sonata, really maestoso, allegro maestoso, Mozart writes, and the first movement of the sonata in A minor. It's one of only 2 minor key sonatas that Mozart wrote. And while there is often a sense of a kind of link, you might say, to the fact that Mozart wrote this in Paris and things weren't going very well. He was no longer a young child prodigy. He was a bit older. People were losing interest in him. His career in this European trip on his own wasn't going terribly well. He was no longer the little wunderkind, the cute little charming boy. He was now a young man and just not so unusual anymore. And on this trip to Paris, it's often thought that the music which you hear is quite dramatic and quite tragic, reflects the fact that his mother died on this particular trip. And one can't really always tie these things together, but certainly the music itself you hear has an urgency and earthiness and a drive in it, which is quite extraordinary. It's a sonata in A minor, and I'd like to play for you the first movement. I'm hoping to play the whole movement, the whole sonata at least, for you later in the month. But the first movement is tonight's World Café program. And I contrast that with a piece by the contemporary Estonian composer Arvo Pärt, variations on the Thanksgiving hymn, which he wrote this piece after his young daughter had had an operation and she recovered fully. So the first variation, the first hymn-like theme is very dark and tragic. It's repeated, and then the whole series of variations in this very simple way of a scale ascending and descending through the keyboard is repeated in the major key, in the sense of tragedy and despair turns into hope and joy. And it's a very ethereal piece. A friend of mine described this after hearing it, said this music is cosmic. It has a sort of cosmic element to it. It sort of speaks almost of the universe being absorbed in this very simple way. And straight after that, very beautiful, The Meadow from the composer Alexander Desplat, French film composer from the Twilight series, the Twilight saga. The Meadow, wonderful atmospheric piece of music. So contrast between earthy rhythms, drive, and very atmospheric, static, hanging sequences. Music by Scarlatti, Mozart, Pärt, and Desplat to start this evening's in concert piano hour on the 1st of June. dramatic contrast there in those opening four pieces. I started off with the Scarlatti Sonata, very driven sonata in C major, the first movement of the Mozart Sonata in A minor, Avo Pert's variations on the Thanksgiving hymn for Aranushka, and then The Meadow by Alexander Desplat. All accompanied, those beautiful sounds and dulcet tones, accompanied by the barking and the pitter-patter of one and only Lucy. Lucy, you just know how to make yourself known in this situation. When I'm playing the most beautiful cosmic sounds, the most tragic Mozart output, that's when you come along and make your barking known. Yes, it's you, the barker. Little Lucy. How are you doing, Luce? Yes, you're warm, you're cozy, you've got a big warm furry coat to carry with me, so you're all right, everything's just fine. So I'm going to carry on then with a very dramatic piece of music, and there's contrast between earthiness and ethereal qualities. I'm going to play for you the ritual fire dance from the Spanish composer Manuel de Falla, from his ballet Love the Magician. This particular scene, the dancers are cleansed of evil spirits or bad spirits by the fire dance, fire being the cleansing medium. It's a very dramatic piece, has a very, very dramatic and strong ending, but this wonderful Spanish flick and flair to it. Straight after that, moving to the music of South America with the Argentine tango composer Julian Plaza, one of my favorite pieces. Apart from his Pajadora, this is his other very famous composition called Nocturna. Very beautiful and very, very exciting. There's some very dramatic elements between this contrast of the rhythm, the major, the very joyous tango in one part, or milonga actually, and then the contrasted minor. These two contrasted elements, the one smooth and lyrical, the other very busy and joyous. And then the last piece in this three-piece called Dolce Draga by Ludovica Einaudi, contemporary Italian composer. Just a very simple, very ethereal, but very static moment. Very wonderful little piece of music. So here's De Falla, Plaza, and Einaudi for the second of our sessions, set of pieces in this evening's PLR program. Oh, Frida, desperate to come. Frida's desperate. Hello, Frida. Yes, we're still on the microphone. We're still on the mic? Yes, we're still on the mic. Hello, Frieds, how are you doing? Oh, yes, you've been sitting in the duvet. You haven't got such a furry coat and you're quite thin. Yes, Lucy's looking, where's your furry coat? Lucy's looking at you accusingly. And you, Frida's been sitting in the duvet. No, Luce, that's not a chance. Frida's been sitting very snugly in the duvet because, as I said, it's very nippy outside. But you can come and sit on the cushions. Look, just come and sit on the cushions there and you can behave nicely. leaving us there on a slightly unresolved note. Music of Ludovica Einaudi. Before that, I played the Ritual Fire Dance by Manuel de Falla, Spanish composer, and the Julian Plaza's Nocturna, a very exciting tango or milonga. The last selection of music I'm going to play for you this evening is going to include two of my own pieces, and the first of which is from the days of Solitude. I'm going back to a rather rich piece of music from the first days of lockdown when I was writing and composing these pieces, a little piece of music every day. Lucy was here helping me, and this is day 4. It's a very rich piece, very rich, wholesome, kind of a romance almost, you might say. The second piece I'd like to play for you is the beautiful Nocturne, the C-sharp minor Nocturne by Frédéric Chopin, opus posthumous. So this is a piece of music that was published actually only in about 1940, 1939, 1940, published for the very first time and found amongst Chopin's compositions. It has a very sincere, very fetching, ethereal idea. The third piece I'll play for you, another of my own pieces, this time is my own very popular composition called Indigo. A very simple idea which has a certain earthiness to it. I thought it would sit into this program quite well. And then I'm going to end off the series of 4 with a contemporary piece, which I'm sure many of you know, a contemporary popular song by, I think, Canadian artist, I think it is, Sarah McLachlan, a piece called Angel. So improvisation around this. So day 4 of my own, the Chopin Nocturne, my own Indigo, one of my own compositions, and Angel from Sarah McLachlan. Lucy, no, you can't bark. Come in your basket. In your basket. In your basket. Basket. piece of music just takes me away into a very, I think everyone takes everyone away into a very magical place. Angel, the song Angel by Sarah McLachlan there. Before that, I played one of my own pieces, an improvisation around Indigo, Chopin Nocturna, Opus Posthumous, C sharp minor, and starting off that selection with day 4 from my songs of Solitude. That does bring us to an end, obviously, of this evening's session. Just a reminder, if you haven't caught up with that already, we are only doing now 4 streams a month, just to ease things into a more sort of predictable and more normal way of being. We realize that there's obviously still a huge number of people that are enjoying these live streams on Facebook and on YouTube on a regular basis, but for a month on alternate Wednesdays and Saturdays. So the first and third Wednesday and the second and fourth Saturday, you'll find the dates on my website. Of course, that's live. If you miss them, you can always catch up with them on my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to YouTube. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does mean that you'll receive notice and have all the latest updates of when I do go live. It's absolutely free. You just need to register with an account. And it also allows you to comment. We're looking to see how we can extend that conversation. So if you are watching on YouTube, please do comment and let us know what you're thinking and how you're enjoying the streams. Thank you to Leon for his technical support this evening, sound, lighting, and cameras. And of course, if you are watching, please do consider supporting me. I have been in touch with a number of the regular donors, the major donors, who have been supporting me over the last 2 years, and they've all agreed that certainly we should keep the streams free, and that a regular donation of about 400 Rand per month, so that's 100 Rand per stream. If you are watching all 4, that's what the majority of people have agreed now to donate on a monthly basis. Of course, not everyone is able to, and not everyone will, but if you are, I'm hugely grateful for it. It is going to be the way that I'm going to be moving forward with my concerts. There are going to be very few live concerts taking place for various reasons, with venues and also reluctance of people to attend these concerts and venues. So they're going to be, I think live concerts are going to become quite rare and quite special, in fact. And certainly I'm going to be focusing on these live stream events and this opportunity to share beautiful music with you in the safety of your home, which keeps me safe and you safe too on various levels. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the selection of music. It's been wonderful to share this contrast of this earthiness and the direct music from Mozart to Arnaudi and my own pieces. Hope you look after yourselves. Please keep well, stay well, and look forward to seeing you not this Saturday, but the next Saturday for the next in our program.
Thank you.